Peep Show. Let's try that a bit quieter. Peep Show.
Yes, Louis.
Yeah.
From Peep Show.
I got that within 5 seconds, didn't I?
You did.
Love that tune.
Yeah,
love
from the
that.
second series to the end, pretty much.
Not in the first series.
No,
Didn't
it was like a
know that.
yeah. It was very different. For the first series was a kind of like a plinky plonky kind of thing.
Oh, that tune. This tune really sums up. I love that lyric. I'm not sick, but I'm not well.
Yeah,
I
can
mean,
relate to that, man.
Right now I can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Been around the world and found that only stupid people are breeding. The cretins cloning and feeding, and I don't even own a TV. More relatable lyrics there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can believe that when you're walking down the high street and yeah, I know I can really see like modern living, and you do feel constantly like a bit unwell.
Uptight. Yeah.
And yeah, isn't it like urban, like going through like concrete?
And the paranoia as well. Paranoia. Everyone's coming to get me.
It does feel like that sometimes, doesn't it? War in Ukraine and global pandemics and strikes and inflation and whatever is the latest crisis, and you just feel like the world is coming out to get me.
Yeah. Whereas actually in life, a lot of things, if you think back, we're living longer and healthier than ever almost. I know there was a dip after COVID.
I mean, you say we. I mean, the human race in general. You, Nigel Thomas, are not living healthy or long.
Oh, yeah, I am.
Yeah?
Yeah. I'm doing very well.
You doing regular exercise? Are you eating vegetables? Are you getting all your
ever since that small heart palpitations thing.
You're too young
it's
to be
all been better.
to be having heart problems.
Younger people than me have died, Louis, in the past.
Of heart?
Bear that in mind. Of all sorts of things, yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, sometimes babies die.
Exactly.
That does happen.
So I'm doing pretty well. Thank you very much.
Well, I suppose
pretty well. Who do you think recorded that track? And this is good. I like this name. Harvey Danger. Harvey Danger. From the 1997.
Is it 4 names, or is it that you just repeated it for effect?
I repeated it for effect, Louis.
Right, okay.
Harvey Danger. From their 97 debut album, Where Have All the Merrymakers Gone? And it was a very big success in America. Peaked at number 38 on the US Billboard chart.
Good tune. So, was that before or after? Oh, yeah, I suppose in America they wouldn't have heard of Peep Show anyways.
And it was before Peep Show.
Yeah.
Yeah, 98.
So is that the deal with this podcast episode then? They're theme tunes, but they were originally songs in their own right that then got picked up for a show?
Not necessarily. Some are good theme tunes that have been written for the show as well. The first two just happened to have been songs beforehand. Right. In 2008, the Harvey Danger singer, Sean Nelson, said that Peep Show is the only pop culture item the song has been associated with that feels like a kindred spirit to the original attitude of the lyric. So he was on board. That's interesting because it is a very American sort of punky skateboarder type sounding tune. And then the show is set in, where is it set? I mean, it's probably around here in Slough, London? No, London. You're thinking The Office.
Oh, yeah.
Somewhere in London, isn't it, Peep Show?
But it's not, and then it's sort of, these middle class white guys. They're not very sort of punky, skatey.
Yeah, but if you think of the lyrics,
the lyrics do.
Not ill, but I'm not well, and the paranoia.
Yeah.
Don't forget though, Louis, that song, and you'll go, oh, I remember now. That song was also included on the soundtrack to Scooby-Doo 2: Monsters Unleashed.
Oh, of course.
So don't forget that, Louis.
Did I just peek that?
Yeah, you did.
You can't use that. That was my Scooby-Doo impression. Let's try that again.
That was
oh no, actually I can't remember how it goes.
Let's go on, give it a go. I want to
Scooby Stacks. No, what was it? I don't know.
What?
The one I really remember is like Scrappy. Do you remember Scrappy Doo?
Yeah.
Puppy power.
Yeah, not good either, but closer.
It was. He should have talked less. No, I'm going to stop.
What
right
is
now.
that?
That was Scooby, wasn't it? Without getting Scooby snack. You're looking at me with like a shocked. There was Scooby, and his best mate was the stoner, and they'd always go out looking for munchies.
Yeah,
and then they'd get chased by
someone in a mask.
Yeah, some sort of ghost.
To be a ghost.
Yeah, and they'd be like, and then they'd be like, what was his name? Oh, this is making a terrible.
I can't remember.
Moving swiftly on.
Yeah. So I remember, I don't know, 8 or 9 years ago, I randomly DJ'd at Robert Webb's birthday party.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, and I played that without being asked to. And I remember the moment I put it on, and he sort of paused and sort of looked up at me. And I don't know if he was kind of working out whether I was like taking the piss or whether to be annoyed.
Yeah.
But then a few minutes later, he was dancing around and loving it. So but just that first moment, I thought, have I made a big error here? And he's going, and that he'd come up and say, are you taking the piss?
A bold choice by you.
Yeah, well, I thought, it's a good song. And
now, which one is... I'm mixing them up. Which one's Robert Webb?
Robert Webb is the one who isn't David Mitchell.
Right. Now,
Yeah.
because
He's the other person who isn't him.
well, that reminds me. So in that show, there's the uptight one.
Yeah, that's
Who's
David Mitchell.
David Mitchell, and then there's the more like relaxed one.
The one who's
Robert
more
Webb.
like you.
So yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
In this partnership, I'm the Robert Webb,
Yeah.
and you're the uptight.
Well, I'm the successful
Mitchell.
one, and you're the... well, not.
Except at times in my life, I've been more successful than you. I've had office jobs while you've been a layabout musician.
Well, I don't count that as successful.
Yeah, it depends what how you define. Yeah,
Don't count that.
you just only. But now the tide has turned, hasn't it?
Anyway, so you like that one?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I put that on the playlist. I would put that. I've got a playlist that I put on before I do a comedy gig.
Yeah, well, that would be a good one.
I would put that. I would add that to the playlist for a real rouser, get you in the mood.
Have you got "Pumping on Your Stereo" by Supergrass? Because that ends. I've seen a lot of comedy clubs just before the compere comes on. They have that song on because it ends with applause, big applause. So it's like it kind of helps the audience think, "Oh, I better clap."
Yeah, I may have heard that. Each comedy club tends to have their own signature tune that they'll play before the show starts. And where I used to work at the boat show in London, they had
you could use one of my songs, Louis. This is how I, it's my big break.
One of your
starting at one of your comedy clubs. Yeah.
Would you give me? Can I play it copyright free?
Yeah.
All right, done.
Nice.
Alchemy Rose, I thought would be a good one.
That was a swift negotiation, wasn't it? You heard it here first, folks. Right, this next song, Louis, you probably won't have heard.
Okay.
But you're going to like it. It was written for the show. And I think it's good. I think it's very good. Unusually, I think this song is good. So let's see what you think of it.